This is a fan production, done for entertainment purposes only. No attempt has been made to infringe or supersede any existing copyright in relation to Doctor Who, which remains the property of the British Broadcasting Corporation. This feature is made on a strict, non-profit making basis. Please support the official release.
Who am I? Who am I actually? And where in the name of Rassilon's rod am I? Think, Doctor, think. Quite a few questions, but very few answers. Okay. Start with what you know and work from there. I'm the Doctor. The Doctor. And I am all on my own. In a cave? No. Not a cave, a room. A very, very dark room. Why would there be a clock ticking in a cave, Doctor? Don't be an idiot and think. Why is my head so muzzy? Over 1,000 years' experience in a cast iron respiratory bypass system just to get a muzzy head. And how did I get here? Wait. Start from what you know and work from there. I'm the Doctor. Both hearts seem to be working fine. The left one is a little slow, but it's to be expected given I've been recently rendered unconscious. I mean, I don't know that for certain, but it makes sense given how my head feels. Now then, what else do I know? I can hear the wind. I can smell... Is that burning fat? Where's my Sonic? I need some light. Oh, let there be light. Thank you, whoever you are. Now, who are you? Where are you? And how did I get here? Huh? I distinctly remember not remembering how I got here. Not talking. Well, thank you for the lights. Tallow lamps, I see. Hence the smell of animal fat. Now, what else have we got here? Wooden floors and walls. Sort of like tree trunks. Very tasteful. Very organic. Very familiar. Is this a dining room? Or a meeting room, possibly? It doesn't look like it's been used recently. Abandoned? But then who turned on the lamps? No. There is something disturbingly fascinating going on here. Now, if I had an etheric beam locator or my sonic screwdriver, I might be able to get some surface data. But it appears I left my jacket in the TARDIS. Where is the TARDIS? Huh? What have you done with it? It must be around here somewhere. Except... silence. I can't hear her. That's not possible unless... Where is my TARDIS? Still not talking? In which case, I'll just have to find her myself, won't I? Then we'll get to the bottom of all this. The Grand Hall. Very good, whoever you are. My memory isn't so bad that I don't recognise where I am, or at least where I'm meant to be. It's not quite how I remember it, but that could be due to the time difference, of course. Perhaps this is years before I knew it. It still doesn't explain why you brought me here, though, does it?
Talking to yourself?
Good grief. Who is that? And why are you skulking back there?
I wouldn't say you were skulking, would you, Five?
There is no time for skulking too. Mind you, it is pretty easy to skulk in a place as dank as rotten as this. Who are you?
Where did you come from?
And why are you shouting at the walls?
In strict order of asking, I'm the Doctor. I came from that room back there, and because I believe the walls can hear me. Otherwise, why talk to them at all?
Well, he's fun.
Wait, did you say you're a doctor?
Why? Is someone hurt? I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm happy to help if I can.
My name is Five, and this is Two. You may be able to help us.
Those are your names? Or are they designations of some kind?
Those are our names. Well, as far as we know them.
5, we don't know who this doctor is. Do you really think we can trust him?
Let's find out, shall we? Doctor, how did you actually get into this house?
I honestly have no idea. I just woke up in the next room. I'm making the assumption that somebody has abducted me. Not that that inference helps me in any way, because the list of potential perpetrators could be quite long.
That's a predictable explanation.
It is. It just so happens to be the truth.
What do you think?
He could be telling the truth. It would be difficult to prove one way or another, but I'm inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt. If his intentions towards us are hostile, then he will betray himself at some point, sooner or later.
And you really think we should take him to the others?
Well, we can't leave him here, and I'd rather have him somewhere where I can see him.
Excuse me, but I have some questions too.
You might want to save them for the others.
How many of you are there?
There are 7 of us.
All numbered?
We aren't cattle.
Yes, Doctor. None of us know our real names.
And how did you come to be here? Well?
That's just it, Doctor. We have no idea how we got here either.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! No tools, no weapons, just a bunch of paintings of old people that look like a Morlock sniffing a dung heap.
What's a Morlocks?
It's like a big wormy thing with a permanently disgruntled expression.
Are your long-term memories returning then?
Maybe. I don't know. All I do know is that I can't find any way of getting us out of here.
Like this house is trying to keep us here. It's like it's listening to us. And it doesn't want us to leave.
Oh, enough of your paranoid bleating for it's just a building.
It's a point worth considering, though, don't you think, Free?
Shouldn't you be attending your patient, One, rather than entertaining Ford's fanciful ideas?
For the last time, I'm not a doctor. I just know I have scientific knowledge. I could be an architect as far as we know.
Ah! 7! Any joy?
Zip. There's one corridor that I wasn't able to properly explore. There seems to be a river running through it, so we'll need a small boat or a raft to navigate it safely.
Well, that's something.
How is that useful?
Well, a river has to flow somewhere, doesn't it? You'd think there would be an outlet.
Question. How are you going to make a raft? We have the materials here, we have chairs and tables, but we don't have the tools to fashion anything seaworthy. I was just wondering how you might go about it.
Well, we just need to keep exploring. There's got to be something we can use somewhere.
That's right. Don't fret, One. 7 and I will do all the work while you mope about here.
Have 2 or 5 checked in?
Nothing. There could be loss, of course.
Pessimist.
I'm a realist.
You're a piece of...
Gentlemen, this is hardly constructive. May I just remind you that there's a patient beyond that curtain who is trying to rest.
Did you miss us?
5? Who is that with you?
Hello, I'm the doctor, and you are...
This is 3. Don't let the scout fool you, he's actually very nice. But unfortunately his face seems to have set like that.
Like the Morlocks.
I'll drop dead the pair of you. I want to know more about this intruder.
We're all technically intruders here.
I'm happy to explain all I know, but can we at least finish the introductions first?
I suppose you'd like tea as well, would you?
Well, if there's any going.
This is 7. That over there in the corner is 4. And the lady with the analytical look on her face is 1.
Pleased to meet you, the doctor.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Oh, for goodness sake. This isn't a party. This man is unknown to us. Who are you, Doctor? If you're even a doctor.
A scientific doctor, yes, depending on the physiognomy, though. My medical training is rather lax, I'm afraid. I'm happy to help if I can, and if my maths is correct, then I'm assuming the wounded party is unlucky number 6.
That's correct. He's currently resting.
May I see him?
I don't know whether that's
Can't hurt to have a second opinion, surely.
very well.
Hold up. He hasn't answered Three's question yet. Exactly who are you, Doctor, and how did you get here?
Apologies, how rude of me. I'm a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation Castabras. I'm roughly 1,400 years old, give or take a decade, and I usually travel through time and space in a little box that I like to call home. As for how I got here, I have no idea. I awoke only an hour ago with a thumping head and missing TARDIS. Any questions?
He's mad.
I don't believe a word of it.
You probably don't understand a word of it, Seven.
And easy on the insults, too, if you want to remain intact.
I have a question. What does TARDIS mean?
Oh, it stands for Time in Relative Dimensions in Space.
And that's your spaceship?
Very good, after a fashion, yes.
Then where is it? Can we use it to get out of here?
I refer you back to my earlier comment.
Which was?
Open your ears, Three. The doctor said that his ship was missing.
Oh, how convenient.
Hardly convenient. I'd love to be able to take you all out of here. 5 and 2 were explaining to me that you're all trapped in this house.
And it would appear that so are you.
Yes, well, let's hope it's only temporary. How long have you all been here? Come on, you must have a rough idea. There are clocks everywhere. That must help, surely. Is it hours? Days? Weeks? What?
We don't know, Doctor. Sometimes it feels like we've been here for hours, sometimes weeks.
Seems like a lifetime to me.
I'm sorry. I promise I'll do everything in my power to get you all out of here.
Oh, our hero.
Ah!
6!
What happened to him?
Please, help me get him more comfortable. I'll explain all I know later.
But I can examine him?
Later, Doctor. Can't you see he's distressed?
Doctor, allow her a moment. I'm sure it'll be better to examine him once he's calmed a bit.
Very well. But in the meantime, you must tell me all you know of his illness.
Of course. There is a sort of antechamber at the end of the gallery. Let's head there and I'll tell you everything I can.
What exactly was all that about?
I'm sorry, Doctor. One has become quite protective, and we found that trying to communicate with 6 can only make his symptoms worsen. Besides, one and the others have no reason to trust you.
And you? Do you trust me?
I've only just met you, but yes. Yes, I do.
Why?
Because if you had meant us harm, you would have likely done so already. Probably from the shadows. You certainly wouldn't have announced your presence by wandering around and shouting at walls.
That's a very valid point, and I wasn't shouting, merely trying to get my point across to this stubborn, cantankerous, and might I add, chaotically designed edifice. Yes, well, anyway, what can you tell me about 6? How long has he been that way?
Since the beginning, really? You see, we all woke up here together. None of us knew how or why we had been brought here. We don't even know where here is. But shortly after we regained consciousness, we all realized that there were gaps in our long-term memories.
I know the feeling.
At least you know your own name. We just numbered ourselves like we were players in a holo game or something. Anyway, our long-term memories are patchy, but seem relatively stable. We even seem to get some memory back after a while. But with 6, it was different.
How so?
As we started to explore the house, Six noticed that he was struggling with his short term memories. Well, he would forget what he had just said or what had just been discussed. He checked the room earlier and then totally forgot. It was scary. It was like some form of super fast dementia. Anyway, he got headaches and started to lose his words next. And when we tried to talk to him, he would scream and cry. Tree tried to make him talk once, and he just sat there. He got tearful and his nose started to bleed. You've got to understand, Doctor, we have no tools or equipment here. We wouldn't even know how to find out what's wrong with him, let alone treat it.
Well, it's okay. You must be doing your best. Don't upset yourself.
I'm not upset.
Oh?
I'm angry. Who has the right to abduct us like this? Who thought it would be okay to take sentient beings away from their lives and prop them in this rancid place? If I find out who it was, I'll...
Yes?
I don't know. It's against my upbringing to hurt anyone, but
So you remember something of your upbringing?
very little. But as I said, things come back to you bit by bit.
I'm very pleased to hear it. Now then, how can you be sure you were abducted? You all could have been in the house already, and the memory loss could be another phenomenon.
I'm not sure, but we all had a feeling after we woke up. It was like we had been hit in the head so hard that we had momentarily been punched out of our own skulls. It felt deliberate.
Another mystery that will be unravelled in due course, I'm sure. Now, the next question is what to do about 6.
Five seems to have taken the doctor under her wing.
More fool her when she ends up murdered and thrown in a cupboard.
You think he would do that?
How would I know? I don't know him. None of us know him. He could be behind all of this. Think about it. We all woke up together, just out there in the Grand Hall. Why did he appear somewhere different? And how is it he can remember his name and where he was born?
Doctor is hardly a name.
He could have made all of the rest up. He could be hiding here all along. Oh, great maker. What if there's more of them there? We haven't seen them yet.
Settle down, Four. If there were many of them, we would have seen them by now. No. There's either only a few of them, or the Doctor is on his own.
What are you thinking?
Oh, nothing. Just that we need to keep an eye on him. If he does know the way out of here, then he'll slip up eventually.
My 8!
Oh, he spoke.
What's happening?
6 is trying to talk. Where's 5?
She's off with her new friend. I thought you knew that. Why? In my 8!
Because she should be here for this. If 6 is finally talking, then it could be important.
But he's just rambling.
I'm going to find her. Let me know if I miss anything when I'm gone, would you?
Yes, your lordship. Imbecile.
Did I hear someone say something about a Morlocks earlier?
I have no idea. What's a Morlocks?
It's an animal native to the planet Carfel, which would mean that someone in that room is our Carfelon, or at least has visited Carfel at some point. Any thoughts where you're from?
I have recollections of a beautiful forest, the sun just catching the metallic shine on the leaves. That's all. I have no idea where that is or even if it's home, but it makes me feel calm when I think about it. I think 6 mentions Oberon at some point. Is that a place?
Oberon? That's in a totally different part of the galaxy to Carfel. I wonder if...
5, you might want to come quickly. 6 has started talking.
Is he okay?
Just come and see.
Need to speak.
Hush now. Save your strength.
What's happening? One?
I'm not sure. I think he's delirious, but he's speaking. I've no idea what's triggered this.
Please. I need to speak.
Let me speak to him.
All right, but be careful. Talking to him is only worsening his symptoms. Don't push him with too many questions. It could be dangerous.
I'll do my best. You have my word. 6. My name is the Doctor. I'm here to help. Can you hear me?
I don't think he can hear you, Doctor.
6. You wanted to say something. What did you need to say to us?
Doctor,
It's okay, 6. Please, tell us what's on your mind.
This is ridiculous. He's not making any.
My head. Sickness.
It's okay, 6. You're safe. What did you want to tell us?
One person. Not who they are. One. Not.
What do you mean? Someone here?
Not who they are. An imposter? Or a spy?
And he's looking at you, Doctor.
6. What does that mean? Please, try to explain. You'll be okay, but we must know what you mean.
My head. It burns.
Doctor, come away. This is too much for him. I said come away. 6. 6. He's dead.
Doctor, what did you do?
Nothing. I didn't even touch him. You all saw that.
He's sickness. What if he had a virus or a contagion of some kind?
If that's the case, we've all been exposed.
Perhaps the Doctor brought it here.
Don't be ridiculous. Why would he infect us with a disease and then spend time with us? He would risk infection. It makes no sense.
Yes, well, perhaps it doesn't affect Time Lords.
If it's a pathogen, it's an awfully selective one. No. The Doctor didn't do this.
Can you be sure?
Not without the proper equipment, but I suspect he had something akin to an aneurysm.
I was about to say the same.
You have said enough. It could very well have been triggered for you encouraging him to speak, when clearly he wasn't ready. We warned you that his symptoms would worsen if he tried to speak, and you chose to ignore that. You may not have been the instigator of his illness, but you may very well have been the catalyst of his death.
So he killed him.
No.
Stop it, all of you. We all saw what happened. The Doctor spoke to 6, sure, but he didn't do anything that any of us wouldn't do. You all just need to get a handle on your paranoia.
Oh, really? Paranoid, are we? And what did 6 mean about somebody here not being who they are? Explain that too.
One person is not who they are. Curious, that.
Well, it has to be the Doctor, hiding behind his title rather than giving us a name.
Do you seriously not see the irony in that statement, 7?
Enough, everyone. I will examine 6, and then I would like some help taking care of his body.
Please, let me.
I would advise that you stay away, Doctor. There are some very angry people in this room looking for someone to blame. And it would appear that you are the easy target. Besides, I don't think I want to look at you right now.
But I...
Doctor, come with me. There is something I've wanted to show you.
Very well.
Where do you think you're going?
The windows. Like you care. Come on, Doctor.
Free, just let them go. I need you and 2 to help me move 6 into the light.
But what about the contagion?
It's a bit late to be worried about that. Just go and cower in the corner. It's what you seem most best at.
While I deal with this, I need you to follow the other 7. If anything happens to 5, I want to know about it. And I'm interested what they have to talk about.
Sure.
I don't see what I'm supposed to have done.
Honestly, Doctor, don't worry about it. 3 and 7 are suspicious by nature. And 4 is just craven. He has been since he woke up. You know, he has barely moved from those few rooms since being here. By contrast, 3 led the charge when we started to explore. You know, I always get the impression that 3 and 7 were in some form of military before coming here. Same as 6. 4, 6.
Ah, and 1?
Huh? Oh, she's just a bit cold and logical, like a scientist.
I'll have you know that being a scientist doesn't mean you lack compassion. I hope I'm living proof of that. And 1 certainly seemed upset by 6's death, more so than the others.
Sorry, Doctor, I didn't mean offense about scientists. I get the feeling that 1 had tried so hard to make him comfortable, and she is angry at herself for failing. Well, that would be my guess.
I see. And that leaves 2. What's his story?
So many questions, Doctor.
Call it scientific curiosity.
Well, all I can tell you about 2 is that he's a kind man. He sort of takes it all in his stride. Sure, he gets frustrated with the others, but I don't know. He's sort of a problem solver, really. Ah, we're here.
Quite beautiful.
If you like that sort of thing.
Oh, come on. This looks like an old library, admittedly without all the books, but the fountain and the tapestries look splendid.
Yes, well, I've never paid much attention to the tapestries. Not a big fan of needlework. And besides, it's not the view inside the room that I wanted to show you. Take a look through here.
I assume you refer to the large arched windows ahead of us.
You'd be right.
Am I missing something here?
What do you mean?
Well, you've all been searching for a way out. Couldn't you just break a window? Horrific vandalism, I grant you, but if needs must.
We tried that. We tried hitting them with some of the chairs from back there, but they were hurled back at us. Nearly took 7's head off. It's like there's some kind of containment field keeping them intact.
Interesting. It could be a deflection barrier, of course. That could explain the effect you described. Remind me not to get too close to the glass, would you?
Yeah, I think that's wise. Well, Doctor, what do you think of the view?
Good grief.
I know, right? Quite the view when you're on top of mountain.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And there's a river down there too. It's stunning, but leaves us with another dilemma. I mean, if we can get out of the building, then we might struggle to get down the mountain. It does look an awfully long way down.
I wouldn't worry. There'll be a path leading from the front of the house. It may not be the safest, but it will certainly be passable.
I hope you're right.
It'll be there, I promise.
You seem pretty sure of yourself. Doctor, is there something you're not telling me? Do you know where we are?
Yes, I'm rather afraid I do.
Well?
You've got to understand, I recognised this place as soon as I woke up, but parts of it are, well, not as I remember. That could be for any number of reasons. Of course, my memory isn't what it used to be, and there could be a time difference, or maybe someone decided to do some interior...
Doctor, please stop rambling and tell me where we are.
The view out there confirms it. That is Caden Flood River.
Which means...
Which means we are most certainly on Mount Lung.
And that's that, is it?
Mount Lung is situated south of the Time Lord capital on Gallifrey.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say earlier that was where you were from?
Yes,
Then this is your home planet.
it's more personal than that.
What do you mean?
5. May I take this opportunity to formally welcome you to the House of Lung Barrett. This is my home.